In this video, I will show you the overview of the project Namman, which is the study of waste cooking oil problem and management in Chulalongkorn University, created by our Group 3, Sleepy. Our group has 6 members, and here are the list of them. As this project and our group members are a part of Man and Environment course, after studying in this course, we saw and concerned more about environmental issues. Food waste has been an issue for quite some time, especially waste cooking oil. Over 200 million gallons of used oil is disposed each year in the United States. Thus, we come up with Use Oil Solve project or Namman, using the information that we have learned so far, so that we can help environment in Chulalongkorn University to become a better place. We, as a project management team, use our utmost attempt to get the best result. We apologize if there are any errors in this project. For the first objective of this project, we try to reduce food waste, especially used cooking oil, by transforming them into liquid soap. In this project, there are 4 methods that we have used in soap making process, and in each method, different ingredients are used. So let's take a look at all of them now. The main one being waste oil and water. And then for the saponification process, we use potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide, depending on the method. And then we add alcohol or dental to add the germ killing property to the soap. And then we add a drop of scent oil to improve the smell. And then we add food color to improve the appearance of the soap. In the first method of soap making, there are 8 steps involved. The first one being, add 20 grams of KOH into a beaker of 50 milliliter water. The second step, put the beaker on plate stirrer and begin the stirring process. And don't forget to put the magnetic bar in the beaker and prepare a thermometer beforehand. The third step, wait until the temperature of the beaker raised to 70 Celsius, then prepare another beaker of used oil. Fourth step, in this step, we heat the oil and then once again we wait until the temperature of the oil raised to 60 Celsius without activating the stirring function. The fifth step, we combine the beaker of KOH and oil together and put the substance in the stirrer again. In the sixth step, pour 350 ml of water into beaker of KOH and oil. And in seventh step, activate the stirrer at third level when the temperature is at 60 Celsius. And the last step, add 5 ml of dental after leaving the substance stirring for 2 hours. So, let's take a look at the result of our first attempt. Overall, the result is unsatisfying. The soap is quite sticky and does not produce many hair bubbles as we expect. It is uneasy to rub the product and unwanted odor off our hands. So to cope with the issue, we add more KOH in order to reduce the fatty acids which is split from our soap and the stickiness of the soap itself. After stirring those substances all together, the soaps remain oily and difficult to wash, but it does not contain the oily smell as much as earlier. The second method of this project is conducted by Ajahn Olawan in order to assist us on our experiment. So the first step, Ajahn set the temperature to be below 65 degrees Celsius at all times, and then gradually add 50 milliliter of water in the period of 5 to 10 minutes. And this process will happen 7 times. So after the first time, Ajahn put water in the beaker. Ajahn put KOH and mix it together in the stirrer, and then continuing to pour water in the beaker for another 6 times. And then on the fourth period, the magnetic bar is malfunction and Ajahn have to close the lid. The result of second attempt is quite satisfying compared to the first attempt. While mixing, the temperature is in control. The texture gives egg white feel when stirred manually. The soap product is a little bit sticky but not give any irritation to our hands. It slightly feels like oil when washed out. After letting the product sit for a while, the product turns very sticky and have a white foam on the surface, but it does not separate into layers like the earlier experiment. In the third method of soap making process, first step, we put 100 ml of used cooking oil into 300 ml beakers. And the second step, put sodium hydroxide in proportion of 60% compared to cooking oil into the beakers. And the third step, heat the temperature up to 35 to 60 degrees Celsius. Then mix and stir them all together for an hour. And the last step, wait for the substance fermentation for another month. The result of the third attempt. For this new formula, the soap was solidified, and this result is still pending due to the fermentation process. The odor is oily, but the product can further develop into a bar soap. And lastly, the fourth method of soap making that we use in this project. In this method, we adapt the product from the first method. So, firstly, we bring the first method substance and we separate the fatty layer on the top out of the soap on the bottom. And secondly, we add alcohol in 1:1 ratio with the test substance. And lastly, we stir the substance for 15 minutes. The result of the last attempt is quite satisfying. The texture of the soap is similar to the regular soap right now, and the substance is not oily. However, the odor is strong. Lastly, in the objective one, we finalize prototype product. And to do that, we add dental, scent oil, and food color into selected product. So the left bottle, we choose product from the second formula and then add those three substances that I mentioned. The middle bottle, we pick the product from the first formula and then we add those three again. And for the light one, we select a different product that we have left and then mix them together and then play around with it with the dental scent oil and food color as I mentioned earlier, and also alcohol.
Turning now to Objective 2. To investigate the amount of used oil each shops produce and propose management plan. Method. First, inquire the 3 shops using the following questions. How much oil is used per day? How many times the oil is reused? Where is the used oil discarded? How is the oil discarded? Second, calculate the amount of oil our liquid soap can reduce per month and analyze the data using descriptive statistics. Third, propose the management plan to implement in Chulalongkorn University. First result, data analysis. Cost efficiency. Shop 2 used the oil in the most efficient way because the merchant fries the more various types of fried food for 2 times. Result 2. Discarding method. Oil discarding methods effectiveness. Shop number 5's and sometimes shop methods both benefit their revenues and environment. Shop 2's method is only environmentally friendly. It does not earn extra money from used oil. Result 3. Discarding method. Maximum amount of used oil our product can reduce. A bottle of soap equals to 300 to 450 ml. Amount of used oil in each bottle of soap equals to 100 ml. Amount of oil remain in the finished product equals to 75 ml. Result 4. Management plan. Process 1. Chulalongkorn University sends the staff to different canteens to collect the used oil. Second, the staff deliver the used oil to laboratories at the Faculty of Science to make the liquid soap from our formula. The third process, Faculty of Science staff make the used oil liquid soaps and distribute them to all shops in canteens around Chulalongkorn University. Result 5. Effective. Get a budget from Chulalongkorn University. Can reduce used oil in each shop more than 50%. Convert only 50% of used oil into liquid soap, so the shops can still sell the rest of oil and make money. Discussion 1. After a few failed attempts, we are able to make liquid soap out of used cooking oil as speculated. Though due to COVID-19 situation, we have confronted some difficulties. We are unable to test our soap's effectiveness because the laboratory is closed. As a result, we shift our second objective to how much oil waste we can reduce if used oil are converted into liquid soap. Discussion 2. Our plan is that we share the formula with the Faculty of Science, then they will produce and dispense the soap for the shops. Because these shops use cooking oil every day, and there will be some used oil wasted and potentially damage the environment. Converting them into soap will reduce the amount of cooking oil waste, therefore mitigate environmental damage. From many kinds of research we have read before implementing the soap formula, we have acknowledged that foreign countries have been vigilant to waste oil problem and try to reuse oil like our group. It is possible that the Faculty of Science should invest the research toward this kind of reusing oil into products as well. Discussion 3. Economically, our project will help reduce the expense because they will not have to pay for the soap which is used in every shops and household. Environmentally, as used oil are converted into soap, used oil waste will be reduced, and so is the environmental damage. Our soap will help succeed two SDG goals. First, Faculty of Science dispensing soap will help achieving good health and well-being, and it will ensure the availability of sanitations. Conclusion 1. Even though our products are now ready to distribute for people using Chula's canteen, they can be improved by decreasing the amount of alcohol or chain soap's smell for a better result. Another recommendation is to reduce the cost by using instant soap powder instead of KOH in order to make the method easier. Conclusion 2. Recommendation for policymakers. Chulalongkorn University Executive Board should consider transferring waste oil to usable soaps as another method to help the environment in the university. Conclusion 3. Recommendation for future work. Our products can be more beneficial by adding sanitizer into our soaps or decorate soaps to become more beautiful. For next year students, they can study of how to make saturated fat in the soap usable and adjust soap's recipe to become more effective. So now, thank you all professors and Chulalongkorn University's member for your help. Thank you for assisting us on soap formula adjustment, lab experiment, and providing us with knowledge throughout the project.